Hello friends, Hail Tails here. So today we're getting into the second match of our Challenger League series. The Challenger League is the very first league that you're in. There's only one ban, so we're using it to take the one ban to take advantage and show you guys some team comps. Last game we played a team comp that focused around buffing up a character named Bunu Shan and using field hit combos with our mid laner Aniti to do crazy damage. Now, this match, we'll see what happens in pick and ban phase, but right now, if you guys haven't seen the characters yet, Alison's going to be our tanky top laner, Knick-Knack is going to be our very aggressive dueling jungler, Olive is going to be our jack of all trades mid laner, Hazel's going to be our tower pushing beast in the bot lane, and Yura is more of an enchantress support who's there to cover all of the bases that we're missing. So let's dive right into it. Once again, we're not going over the athletes for the teams during Challenger League just because they're so easy for the most part. We're only going to be focused on showing you guys team comps and heroes that we haven't played yet. So they're banning Mercy right off the bat, which is totally fine. Once again, when it's only one ban, we just focus on banning things that we find annoying that we don't want to face, which is probably, out of all of these characters, Diggo. So we'll ban Diggo here. We'll see what they pick first, and we'll start picking comps around that. Wukong, so we know that buffs and there's debuffs in the top lane aren't going to be too crazy, and their top laner also can't get buffed, so we can take advantage of that. Now, one thing I think I want to do here is show you guys a very strong tower pushing comp. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. So the number one thing we want in this tower pushing comp, our top laner, Bart. Bart is a phenomenal option for tower pushing. He's very good at protecting people, keeping people in lane, as well as giving us that extra damage on the turrets. Now, depending on who they pick in the mid lane, I'll pick my mid laner, so we don't want to pick our mid lane yet. Bot lane will probably end up playing... I don't know. We don't know about bot lane. So we're going to pick our mids. We're going to pick our top and our jungle, probably. We'll pick Bart first. Looking at their bot laner, they have Elmi. I want to play Elmi, so I'm going to pick Elmi first so that they don't pick it from me. There's nothing else I really wanted to secure. Kamitachi's really annoying, but that's alright. Lady Deadfire in the mid lane, huh? Ooh. Okay, we have options then. We got some options then. I'm thinking about it. Alright, so the reason I'm thinking... So Lady Deadfire here in the mid lane. Still a great option, but I can abuse her harass rate, and instead I can go something like Manta in the mid lane and just get some crazy pushes going on in the mid lane. I think I want to do that. I think we'll pair Manta up with Lubos and go for a kill lane in the mid and jungle, just because I know Kamitachi is going to be trying to duel everywhere, and we want something that can battle Kamitachi here. Now, another option I could roll with would be Gillis in the jungle. That's an option that we can use if we wanted to use, if we needed a nuker and focus on mobility type of things on our field, but that's not really something that we're fully focused on going. So instead, we want to go a really aggressive mid jungler. So we're going to go Manta in the mid lane, Lubos in the jungle to set up a kill lane in the mid lane, as well as crazy pressure in the mid lane, because we can abuse Bart's abilities and potentially get a really early mid lane tower. Once again, we're going up against Bond, which is fine. Birdie Zhu. Wukong does have his AoE, not his AoE, his cross map initiate, so we do need to be careful and watch out for that. And then, do I think I have a losing lane? I don't think I have a losing lane. If I have a losing lane, I would go Beverly, just to keep our towers alive early game, but I don't think that's too necessary. We could honestly try going Tivy here. Support here, we have a lot of options. So one option, we can do Fatty White to help us with the Bond Kamitachi damage, but we do also have to worry about Deadfire and Zhu. So that's an option, but there might be better options. We can use our classic Dylan option to buff up Elmi and just make bot lane a powerhouse. We also have the option with Dylan to buff up either Manta or Lubos, so he has some options there in case Elmi's not in the fight. So that is a pick we can do. We also can think about rocking with Crank. Crank, very good in the long game fights. He also has with his cards are a lot of fun. He's going to have a buff, he's going to have a debuff, and he's also going to have a swap, what lets us swap people's positions to maybe start some funky stuff. But for right now, since we are going for this heavy tower pushing combo, I think our best option is probably going to just be Dylan to help us in that lane presence and get Elmi buffed up. So we'll go Dylan here. Get on into it. We don't have any items yet, so we don't need to worry about anything. All my guys are going to be at 40% health, which is totally fine by me, and we're probably going to want to go bot first. We'll leave it on default. I kind of like seeing what the jungler wants to do. Okay, so things we need to watch out for right off the bat is how heavily mid lane's getting pushed in. As you can see, Mancha's just going to be bullying the mid lane. We're already down to 8 out of 13 health in the mid lane. So as soon as we saw that Lady Deadfire pick, we knew we could pick something really aggressive in the mid lane that's just going to push nonstop. Bot lane with the Dylan Elmi combo is actually bullying them out of lane already, because we saw with Bond and Zhu, they're a very weak lane. They don't have a lot of max HP. There's not a melee unit with good presence or anything like that, so we took advantage of that. We drafted a really aggressive bot lane combo. We're going to use red powder here on the bot lane. Now, if we look, we have something called Shield Advance. Choose a lane and push 3 times for the foremost allied, which means like if my support's back here and my AD carry's up here, it's going to make my AD carry push. Now, I can use that on the bot lane. So if we look at the bot lane, it's 13 health. I do 2 damage, so I would be able to do 6 damage there, or I can push in the mid lane and do 2 extra damage just because I am in this one square at first. Let's see. Which one would be better? Most likely pushing the bot lane here is going to be better. So we'll push the bot lane, do 6 damage. We're also going to do another 4 damage while these guys are running in. Wave Assault. Wave Assault's always a little weird on the mid laner because sometimes you're not going to have good options to get actual monsters. I could take this monster, but I'm taking it from Lubos. So normally I tend to use my Wave Assault attacks as something more focused on my lane itself. I can go ahead and Wave Assault the mid laner, potentially push her out with Wave Assault Trident, or not Wave Assault Trident, with Trident Reckless. I can do Trident Reckless, and that will most likely push her out of lane fully. So I think I'm going to go with that. I was thinking about Wave Assaulting and ending, but instead we'll try the Trident of Radiance Reckless Attack just to see if we can get her out of lane. Because if we're able to get her out of lane... Nope. If we're able to get her out of lane, that'll help us push this tower down. You can see it's already at 4 because we used our Trident of Radiance, I think it's called, because the Trident also does damage to towers. Alright, so that bot lane tower is going to be dead in 2 turns. So we're going to push them in, kill that bot lane tower. Mid lane tower is almost dead. We're forcing Deadfire back, which means that mid lane tower is dead. We're also going to get this bot lane tower here. We haven't even started the actual comp for pushing towers because we haven't pulled into too many cards. Right now, this is just purely based off of us drafting a better combo than them. They're going to get a kill here in the bot lane, which is absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine. Really tragic. Really tragic, but hey, we are winning everywhere else on the map, so even if our bot lane starts to fall a little bit behind, things can go okay. I don't think Dylan dies here, though, so that's nice. One of them survives. We did enough damage to their monkey. That's going to make him go back as well, so that's going to help keep our turret alive just a little bit longer. Dylan can't die here. Perfect. Alrighty. Now, one thing I can do, since we have the defend the lane cards, I haven't talked a lot about these because we haven't used them yet. I can defend the lane on bot. I can use that on Dylan just to get Dylan into the lane faster and have him be able to push this tower and get this tower killed. I could farm if I wanted to. I'm not going to worry about farming because I want to go right before the dragon. So Dylan's going to push into this tower. He's going to kill this tower, which is awesome. So we got that tower, then he goes back, and now he's walking back to base with our AD carry, which is great. He will be out of lane, so as you can see, he's currently in the Nexus. There's one more round, so he'll be out of lane before this dragon fight starts, so he will be able to participate. We have to watch out for that, because in case you guys didn't know, the current difficulty settings we have, if you are in the Nexus square, you cannot participate in objective fights. So we had to time that properly so that he isn't stuck here next round, so that's a good thing. Dragon fight. I could Knight's Oath our mid laner just because he's going to be pushing like crazy and he's just going to be under their tower forever. So I am going to probably Knight's Oath our mid laner here just in case he gets jumped on, which he's not going to, but just in case he gets jumped on. I could also double farm if I wanted to. I'm not going to because we're not really looking for a farm heavy scaling comp. Right now we're just killing things. We're definitely fighting this because we are ahead. In the jungle. Our bot lane, their bot lane's ahead, but I think with our Elmi damage we can pull something off here. So we're going to buff Elmi. There is a technical, there's a conversation to have whether or not we should buff Elmi or whether or not we should buff Lubos, but we're going to buff Elmi here. Ooh, big crit right off the bat, which is really nice coming out of Elmi. Ooh, double miss is not nice coming out of Elmi. Come on, Elmi. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, things are getting close. Things are too close for comfort because they could technically kill any one of our guys if they just want to focus on them. Are they going to get a kill before we do? Ah! Nope. Okay, we're good. We got one. We're good. We're good. That got really scary. That got really, really scary right there. All right. Elmi came in clutch. Lubo stayed alive. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. All right. So one option I have right now, if we look in the mid lane here, I have my Knight's Oath. I can undercut. I don't believe this pulls him in. It does. That's crazy. All right, so we can go ahead and do that. That's crazy. So Manta and the target hero, if I have the Knight's Oath on top of it, it does pull them in, which is really useful. So we can go ahead and jump on Deadfire right now for just 4 energy for 3 rounds with 2 of our guys, which is almost guaranteeing a kill, especially if any of them crit. So let's go ahead and do that. We undercurrent, jump on top. What this does right here, this either sends them back or, if we're lucky, kills them. And if we get them killed, then we're going to have crazy opportunity to push in and take their mid tower here. And as soon as we get that tower down, we have the chance to close out the game. I don't really care about anything else, so let's go ahead and farm, and we're going to put our farm on our mid laner. I was thinking about saving the rest of the energy, but this time we decided just to put farming down on it because he is just going to be free roaming in the mid lane for a second here. Defending the mid lane card with our monkey. Does he have a 4-cost initiate? Oh, this is about to get awkward. It's okay. If they jump on him, Lubos comes in because he still has the Knight's Vow on. He's fine. He's fine. He's going back to base. Unfortunate that he's going back to base, but that's okay. They used a lot of stuff on him and did not get a lot out of it. Ooh, perfect. All right, so we have the card called Metal Fatigue here. This is going to be our second card that's really important for killing towers. Metal Fatigue, when you put it on a tower, it increases the amount of damage that tower takes by 100. So we're going to go ahead and put that down on the bot lane tower. As soon as we get a card push, things can go absolutely wild. I could shield wall Dylan just to keep him in the lane longer. I can also green bottle somebody. Green bottling is almost always worth it, but we're actually not going to do anything. We're going to save our energy. The reason we're doing that is to see if A, we can pull into a calculator so that our green bottle doesn't cost any gold. Well, of course, spending your money to buff everybody is nice. Remember that your gold does give you stats. So the more gold Dylan has, the more stats he has, and his ability to buff people goes based off of how his stats as well. So the more stats Dylan has, the more buff he's putting on somebody else. So we don't see anything we really want to use. We're going to go ahead and enter in here. It keeps overclocking in our hand. Does it keep overclocking? Did I miscount? It might keep overclocking in our hand, and which is nice if we pull into anything at all. They can start a fight in the bot lane. Ooh, they're dissenting. That's really bad right there. So we got a 4v2 or a 2v4 in the bot lane going on. Both of my characters are going to die in the bot lane, which is fine. Which is fine. We're not too worried about it. Not too worried about it in the slightest. Our mid lane is going to be the main tower pushing one that we have going on right now. So as soon as we're able to take down that mid lane tower, we get that close out the game card. Things work out wonderfully. And since it's the Herald, we're fighting with our top, mid, and jungle, so we still have a full team to fight with. We are going to take this fight. Manta's crazy strong. Lubos is crazy strong. And they are very, very weak. So we are going to go ahead, aim at Kamatachi just because he's lower. We could aim at Wukong if he was all stacked up, but he's not. We're not worrying about it. So we're aiming at Kamatachi here. Luckily, all 3 of our guys attacked Kamatachi first. We got a second attack on Kamatachi as well. So 1 more attack on Kamatachi would be great. Ooh, 9 health. That's obnoxious. Cool. So we get the Herald there, which is phenomenal for what we're doing. So we're going to go ahead, Herald the bot lane, get that killed. And then we can shield advance our top laner, get that killed. Alright, so the shield advance, we shield advance top. Push down that turret now. Summon Herald on the bot lane. Kill that turret. And then really, we just chill. There's not much else that we can do. One thing we can do right now is go ahead and recall Manta back to base just so he has full HP, which would be great. Or we can also use farm. Knight's duel. Okay, so let's recall Manta back to base just to get him back to full HP. We're going to farm on our jungler just because he has a lot of options right now to farm. So get that going. We have close out the game now, as well as a great chance to just push into the Nexus and kill everything. So depending on how the health looks, Bond went back. If they didn't go back in the bot lane, we could just go ahead and close out the game there. But the health is still going to be a little close here. Ooh, a descent on our jungler, which is fine by me. Using all the energy and using the card as important as the descent just to kill our jungler. Could care less. Could care less. Now what that does do, it keeps us from closing out the game right off the bat because of the fact that, well, our jungler's now dead. So it does buy them some time. Buys them some time. We're going to go ahead and Metal Fatigue the top the top thing. I should have just done it on the Nexus. I kind of forgot I can use it on the Nexus right there. So we should have done it on the Nexus, but we're having fun. We don't really need to use Trident of Radiance on anybody. We can use it this way to hit her and get 2 farm, but I don't really know if we're going to use it in the slightest. We might just end the round here. End turn here. Do we want to fight this? Could we technically fight this? We might be able to, but we're not going to, just because we only have 1 melee right there. Our presence is going to be pretty low. They're probably going to be able to jump on Elmi really quickly. All right, so all 3 towers are killed. We used the fatigue on the top lane just to kill the top lane faster. We should have used it on the Nexus. As you can see, we are literally standing in the middle of their base, taking down their Nexus right now. We're continually going to push, so we could end the game here with the closeout game, but if that doesn't work, we do have our options of just pushing their mid tower and killing their Nexus. Money-wise, if we look, we are significantly ahead. We're 1,000 ahead in the bot lane, even though we use gold on Dylan to buff people up, so that's always good to see. We're not 1,000 ahead. We're only around 400 ahead in our bot laner, which is fine. We're 2k up in mid lane. We're 1,000 ahead in the jungle, and we're roughly around like 800 ahead in the top lane. So we have the gold advantage for the most part. I haven't seen... Well, there's a reason I haven't seen any items pop up, because we're in week 1, so there's no items. So we can definitely go ahead and just end the game here. So I will try closing out the game. We might not be able to kill all of them within the 8 rounds. But even if we don't kill all of them within the 8 rounds, we're currently in their base. As long as we don't get super pushed, we should be completely fine. We're going to buff Elmi here. Once again, there's a really strong option for buffing either Manta or Lubos, but we're just keeping it simple right now. Keeping it simple. All right, so choose the attack. With this, I still think I'm probably just going to focus down Kamatachi here with his first attack, because the sooner we kill Kamatachi, the better, because the more actions get taken, the more Kamatachi is able to just go ahead and swing some damage. So you want to get Kamatachi out of the fights early, or else he will just take control of everything, and his damage will be insane. Now, this is also a good spot to talk about certain counters. So if you guys remember our last game with Bunu Shan gets countered by Kamatachi because Kamatachi goes based off of actions. Bunu Shan has multiple actions going on. We are taking a lot of damage here, guys. What's going on? Are we going to be able to kill? Are we going to be able to finish this fight? Or do we have to go through the Nexus like we were planning on? Ooh, big shot right there. We are not going to be able to finish this fight. Unfortunate. Alright, so things are a lot closer than we thought right there. We did start the fight with 2 of our guys around 75% HP, so we weren't expecting to get a full kill, but I did think we weren't going to get 3 threes, but we'll see. Alright, so we're all back to base. Manta's not back to base. Manta's going to be running around with close to 40% HP right there. So Kamatachi is definitely always obnoxious. He's a good pick against Elmi as well, because she counts as 2 actions. Oh god. Manta's dead. Manta is dead. Nope, Manta's not dead, because they don't have anything to kill him with. Alright, so they send Manta back to base, get on some full health before their entire team spawns, which is great by me. We have our 4-mans out on the field here. We have shield advance, which is always nice. Alright, so we're going to use green bottle and our blue pill. We're probably going to blue pill our mid laner again, because we really want him just getting beefy, beefy, beefy. We're going to go ahead and green bottle Bart. And then we're probably going to end there. I want to Knight's Oath our bot laners. And then we'll end there. I'm Knight's Oathing our bot lane because I'm afraid of Wukong using the Descent again, because he's been using it quite often here. So if he does have it, we want to make sure Lubos is getting into that fight. He's probably going to Descent here if they have it. Yep. So we prepped for that. Get the 3v4 going. I don't suspect any kills from our side, and I would like to say I don't think we're going to die either. But that's always hit or miss. So let's see if any crazy crits come out. Kamatachi should get his little buff twice in this fight, maybe 3 times. 3. So he got it twice. Yep, he's getting it 3 times. Ooh, Lubos. Come on, bro. You're not supposed to die there. You know better than that. Come on, bro. Alright, so right now, our main game plan here is just get into their base, kill the Nexus turret. They're being kind of annoying when it comes to killing. And they're doing a good job of making sure that we're always pretty low so we can't close out the game. That's something you always want to be doing when the enemy also has a close out the game option. You want to just be boxing, making sure that they're always relatively low on health so they can't do anything about it. I'm going to end right here. I don't want to go yet. I want to go right before they go. So we'll end here, start the dragon fight. We're pretty low. We have to kill 3 heroes. Can I kill 3 heroes before they do? We're going to try it. We're going to try it. We're going to buff up Elmi like crazy and hope she doesn't get hit by everything. Okay, so let's see how this goes. We're going to hit Bond here. Just try to kill Bond ASAP. Maybe Elmi double taps him. Big crit coming out of Elmi. Elmi's getting focused again. Oh my gosh. What is our front line doing? What's our front line doing? Oh no! Things are looking a little ugly right here. Elmi going down so early was tragic, but it's okay. Monta's got damage. Lubos has damage. We all got damage. We're just not focusing our damage on anybody useful. Come on, Monta, baby. Where's your crits? Monta's not critting at all. Monta, where's your crits, baby? Come on. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Crit Lady Deadfire, Monta. Come on. Oh, I missed. Crit Lady Deadfire, Monta. Come on. Yeah. Alrighty. So we should not have won that one. We should not have won that one. But you can see how things are getting a little spicy. A little spicy. Things are definitely getting a little spicy here. Alright, so we're closing out the game. So we're taking advantage of that, unless I have... Yeah, I don't really have anything else to use, so we're just going to close out the game. We also have Monta right here pushing onto their Nexus, so these two will go back to help protect that, but if we pull into our Bart card that lets us push, we can just flat out kill the Nexus, but we're going to close out the game, obviously, because it's a 3v2. We have Dylan. Dylan's going to buff up Monta. Monta's going to go crazy here. 936 crit, that's nice to see. 348 regular hits. Okay. 936. Ooh, 939 on the crit. Hitting hard. Hitting hard. All right, can we stop missing, buddy? Come on, it took you guys 6 rounds to kill 2 of them. Come on. All right. So that's that right there. So things got a little spicy when it came to straight up dueling with them. Kamatachi's a really strong dueling character and is able to take advantage of our Elmi using a double tap. But once we got into the team fights and we saw that we were going to be losing, not losing, but we were drawing equal, and the longer the game goes on, the more money they're going to get, so there is a chance that we would start losing. We definitely decided to focus more on looking for an opportunity to use close out the game, just to get that game ended early. So, Olive pulling off the MVP in the mid lane using Monta, 4-0 and 6, 24.5% of the damage participation, and kill participation, 90.9 kill participation. It was a great pick to throw Monta in the mid lane. As soon as we saw Deadfire, we knew that we could bully her. And we can get an early tower. We didn't expect our bot lane, Elmi Dylan, to just completely dominate their bot lane, but somehow that worked out. Even though their bot lane started getting kills and turning things around for the most part, we were able to use our bot lane to get early tower pressure, which was really nice. And if we look, go this way. If we look here at the gold, you can see a big difference between the junglers, because when we took all their towers, their jungler no longer has things to jungle with, because it swaps over their jungle spaces to our spaces. So even though our jungler went 1, 4, and 8 and wasn't too crazy, we didn't use duel on him once, we just used Knight's Vow to protect people, he still was able to get a significant lead going. So if you look, he's 2, 3, and 8, he's got 1 more kill than us, equal assists, we're still blowing him out of the water money-wise. And then outside of that, nothing too crazy happened that game. We just made sure we played to our advantage of tower pushing, our plan there, and then once things started looking a little bit spicy in the 5v5 team fights, we looked for ways to end out the game in a non-5v5. And then if we had a little better RNG when it came to aiming and Elmi didn't get completely one-shot, things might have been a little bit differently, but that's why you got to watch out for Monkey Man over here, Mr. Bond. When you have a character at low HP and he's able to target them, he's able to just blow them away. But that was that for that one. We'll get into the next game here soon. Next match, we'll look for something new with the team comp. We'll probably go for a more aggressive initiation-based team comp. But this one right here was our tower-pushing team comp, playing primarily through Bart and a strong bot lane, using our mid and jungle to put a lot of pressure on. So that was that. Thank you guys so much for staying to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!